Have you ever seen these guys before? Of course you have. They are pages. I don't even know why they are called page until a week ago, and some of you probably agree. They are as annoying as the perfumers out there. I'm looking inside his mask right now and he got no face apparently. A regular page wields a thrusting sword called S-stock and a soldier's crossbow, which is probably the worst crossbow in the game. There is also a higher ranking page with pulley crossbow, but they have the same sword as the regular one. So today I'm using all page and high pages loadout to beat the game, including their armor set as well. Before we start, as usual, make sure to subscribe and follow my Twitter so you don't miss challenge run like this. Alright, let's see how this goes. I should have picked Samurai or Prophet for this run since they excel in Dex or Arcane, but instead, I picked Prisoner just because he has S-stock as his starting weapon. There will be a lot of grinding in this run, so I think by getting at least one item from the start would save some time. Just checking myself against the Scion, but it ended as usual, which I lose. As soon as I touch grass, I made my way to K-Lead and start grinding like crazy. Actually, it's not that crazy though. I just need to level up my Arcane to 20 so I can increase my Discovery stats. To push my stats a little bit more, I also got Marika's Scar Seal to boost certain stats by 3 points. I think right now I have a decent Discovery to start farming. There are some pages located in Weeping Peninsula inside a small dungeon. I don't know if this can be called dungeon, it's more of a hideout. And very lucky that I am, I found a page garb on my first encounter. 2 more stuffs to complete my outfit. The hood, garb, and trousers have the lowest drop rate from that specific enemy, but it's actually quite decent compared to Celebrant, if I'm being honest. Also, at the same time, you can also farm Perfumer's Bolt as well by killing those pages, hitting 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm not the best Elden Ring players out there, and these guys actually killed me a couple times. But I finally got the hood. And not too long after that, I got the trousers as well. Now we got the outfit done, we still have 2 more things to get. Soldier Crossbow. People say it's the worst crossbow, but honestly almost all crossbows equally bad for me because I suck at using them. It's about skill issues anyway, but I'm not talking about the pulley crossbow or maybe the moon crossbow one, I forgot what it's called. Anyway, getting this one isn't as hard as getting the outfit because apparently foot soldiers drop it right away after a couple kills. With everything set, I think it's time to test these loadouts against Margit. I got 40 bolts in total and I got them while looking for the hood and the trousers. So Margit, I was too underestimated him. Having a long range weapon to shoot is really nice, but the damage isn't that impactful obviously. I think using S-stock is more effective to deal damage. I feel like I become very greedy in this run and that's the reason I got hit a lot. Sometimes I get confused with the crossbow's ammo because I changed the key binding on certain moves, and if I wield the crossbow with a sword, for some reason I cannot use the weapon skill. Instead, that same button actually fires the secondary bolt. I actually need to revert it back later on. But yeah, also I died a lot. Not because I didn't get used to the weapon, but because I was being very greedy. There is this playstyle I was trying. You don't have to roll every time to dodge some attacks, right? I saw people can just pivoting on Margit and striking from behind. I kinda wanna try that, and so I have to experience multiple deaths in the process. Thrusting sword is generally fast weapon, and most of Margit's openings, I can land 2 to 3 hits at the very least. Damage was okay for an unupgraded weapon, and at the end I feel more comfortable to fight Margit with a sword compared to the crossbow, so I finally beat him. After getting off the first boss, I think it's time for a small upgrade. I got a smithing stone bell bearing from the Crystallian boss, and also wing sword insignia from the Clean Rod Knight. I suspect landing chain attacks with S-stock is gonna happen quite often, so this talisman should be very useful. Also got the Dragon Crest talisman to decrease the damage taken from physical attacks. By the way guys, in this challenge run I only have like 20 vigor. I used to say it vigor, but yeah, anyway, only 20 vigor for the entire playthrough. I don't know if it's gonna affect the difficulty of this challenge run, but I wanna try if I can beat the whole game limiting on how much damage I can take into myself. Jumping to fight Godric right away. I might say I really like the light roll nowadays. Usually, I just equip everything and adapt myself with the medium roll. I mean, both are okay, but the difference is somehow noticeable after the new update a while ago. I decided to fully using S-Stock on certain bosses, and Godric is one of them. I only used Thrusting Sword 3 times in total, and it was all Anspur Rapier until right now. S-Stock has longer range than Anspur Rapier, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one, guys, but I kinda feel that way. His first phase is not that hard at all. Godric is slow and I can buy a lot of time and become a bit greedy on most of his openings. I really like the light attack of this weapon. It's fast and I can land more than 2 hits just like Margit. There are some miscalculation on certain moments, but it's fine. I should have killed him, but I did an oopsie and got toast like a family barbecue on weekend. I was a bit shocked at how greedy I am in this video because I got killed most of the time because of that. A small improvement on me. I think I can dodge without rolling easier on Godric. Honestly, his second phase should take less time compared to his first phase because his fire breath at the beginning is a free giveaway. Two bosses down and it's time for me to get another Great Rune before going to Lindell. But before doing so, I got both Medallion to get access to Grand Lift Actus and got the Spear Talisman to boost counter attacks. I kinda feel like I got used to fighting bosses, but I'm lacking so bad at handling small enemies like this. But it's fine, I think. At this point, I always do various quests just for the runes. It's very necessary and completing his quest requires me to fight Magnus and Vike. Well, as you can see, I did very well against Magnus. No matter how good I am at this game, I will always suck at PvP. Same case with Vike. But actually, it's not required for me to beat Vike, so I just have to avoid him and get the Maiden's Blood instead. We get access to Mogwin and whale all the runes for Arcane so I can farm the Perfumer's Bolt much easier. Alright, honestly, I don't really know if Arcane gonna affect items farming that much, so please let me know if I was wrong on this one, guys. I only know that discovery items gonna let you get more items. But yeah, I got another bell bearing and spent a couple minutes to get a few bolts just in case I need them. For the next shard bearer, I can pick either Radahn or Renala, and you know who I pick, right? That's right, because I thought I cannot beat Radahn with this loadout, so I'll go with easier option instead. And not to mention, Raya Lucaria will be the next farming location in the future, so I better go with Renala. So I tried using the crossbow, but it seems I couldn't hit the Red Wolf at all. Agile enemies like him is not suitable for the crossbow and I knew it. I just want to see if it's somehow working, and looks like it's not. I always having trouble at dodging Red Wolf's attack. No matter what kind of weapon I use at the moment, I always get hit by his sword attacks. Apparently, I just found out that the sword attack can be dodged just by rolling forward. Other than that, I'm just lucky, I would say. On my way to Renala now, but before reaching her we gotta fight the real boss, which is the Carrier Knight Moongrum. Oh damn, I feel really nostalgic. Apparently after multiple playthrough I'm still having trouble with him and his shield. Took me a while to finally figure out I can just play defensively and slowly poke him when he's off guard. When he pulls out the staff, things will get much easier since he cannot parry anymore. I went to the other side of the academy to see if the high pitch was really there, and apparently you can get access to that specific location by kicking down the ladder in Church of Kaku. Yep, there's the high page. I'll come back later. Okay, it's time for Renala to get the spotlight.
Hello, motherfucker.
First phase, as usual, just keep poking those kids until their mom comes down. The fuck with this script, man? That sounds so wrong. Anyway, yeah, second phase, just patiently approach her. Renala got staggered by my first hit on the chain attacks, but I have to be wary about her close range attacks. Spinning weapon deals quite significant damage and I was lucky I didn't get hit all the way through. I use the crossbow sometimes if I get a chance. It does deplete her health, a small amount of it, but it's nothing significant. I notice I don't have to stay far away from her to despawn her summons, but at least I have to let them attack once, and then just have to run away to despawn them. After some thrusting I did, Renala finally defeated. Let's pay the high page another visit. I hope he drops his drip for me. Alright, maybe some other time. So this is the same location for Azur's staff as well, but I'm not using it on this run. We're going to Lindell right now, and I don't want to spend another minutes to farm Perfumer's Bolt because the next boss is a Tree Sentinel. Crossbow will not work very well here. I've beat Tree Sentinel with a thrusting sword before, so this time I just have to emulate the same method I did a couple of videos back. As dangerous as it is, he has a couple of good openings for me, especially when he does the jumping attack. It works most of the time, but sometimes he switches up the follow-up attacks and I could get hit by that. Fireball shots is also a very good window to get close to him. I just have to step back when the horse blows the fire underneath him, but other than that, it's not a hard fight. Well, those are the things I would say if I actually beat him. In fact, I died because I rolled too early. From here on out, I keep dying because of various reasons. But one thing that caused this to happen is because I was being too greedy on certain part. After more than an hour, I decided to calm myself because I think I consumed too much caffeine at the day, and that's probably the reason I couldn't stay defensive the whole fight. So this time, I went through the fight patiently and keep in mind that I won't get greedy anymore. Only hit once per openings. Or maybe 2 or 3 hits if I get a huge opening. Another reason to stay aware of his attacks is because I only have like 20 vigor, so most of his attacks is a one hit for me. I could tank a few of them, but it was too risky, so I gotta be careful. After slowly attacking him, my patience finally rewarded with a huge dub. I went inside Lindell and got killed by a fellow page, which is kinda embarrassing, but I respawned and killed him. I really want to promote myself as a high page, but I think it's better to do it after I beat Morgoth, because farming will take another minute or hours probably, so I have to tire myself by fighting Godfrey and Morgoth before looking for another item. So, Godfrey. Nothing really stands out from the fight. I can just attack him normally and dodge every incoming attacks without any issue. I'll say as long as my weapon doesn't have a super long recovery time, fighting Godfrey is really doable in most circumstances. Alright, before going for Morgoth, I want to get something to boost my dex points. In order to get the Prothesis Heirloom, I have to beat Commander O'Neill in Caelid. I mean, he's not that tough, but he's still annoying enough for me to cheese him. I can use my crossbow from the top of this massive branch, but because I don't have enough bolts, I couldn't kill him. So I thought, yeah, I don't really need that talisman for now. Let's go for Morgoth without it. Since the first time I played Elden Ring, I never beat Morgoth without getting hit, so I'm a little concerned about this battle. His range is surprisingly long, so I got to maintain my distance with him, but at the same time, I have to get close to him to land some damage. With the Dragon Crest Talisman, I can get 2 hits max from him, but most of the time, I get one-shotted. I mean, he's not entirely impossible, but there are some openings that are just too risky for me to approach. I don't know why, but I feel like his first phase is a lot trickier when it comes to safe openings. I'm kinda anxious in this fight, but I did reach his second phase a couple times. Now I can say this confidently, but his second phase is much more visible in terms of openings, but that doesn't mean it will get easier. I only land some attacks when he does this blood attack and the blood flame one as well, because I think those are the safest openings. Also, there are some moves that I'm really afraid of, but I'm able to dodge those by maintaining my range with Morgoth. I'm definitely not using my crossbow here. As you might know, Morgoth can dodge projectiles on long range. I might get a shot on short range, but it was too risky, so I retract that idea. After almost an hour, I finally beat him. And just like that, I accomplished something bigger. And just like every Gen Z nowadays, every time you accomplish something, you have to get your reward right away. I decided to promote myself to high page. But in order to do so, I have to do it myself by getting the pulley crossbow somewhere near the magma worm. I went back to Raya Lucaria to kill the high page there so I can strip his clothing upon his death. Honestly, I don't really like this location because I have to get through all the enemies before reaching that high page, and it's just a waste of time. So, I moved out and found another location in Lindell. High page in this location has more health, and yeah, I did a lot. But it only took me 15 minutes to get the hood and another 5 minutes to get the clothes. They have the same trousers, so I don't have to look for another pair. It's faster than expected. I would say I will not use the crossbow that much since I have the sword on my hand, but it's gonna be very useful for some bosses. For example, Commander O'Neill. Yes, I came back to him so I can get the talisman. That was so close, but not today apparently. Okay then, we can still go for the main boss, and it's Fire Giant. Well, you know, it's not the most difficult boss in the game, and so far the only time I got problem with him is when I played Elden Ring for the first time. And a couple playthrough after that. Honestly, his first phase is not really that hard. I just have to keep slicing his leg and dodge any incoming attacks. If I can stay below his leg, I can definitely dodge 90% of his attacks, and also, Fire Giant is slow so you can see it clearly when he's winding up to attack. Now second phase is where he tested my patience. I'm gonna use my strats no matter what circumstances I'm currently in. Taking cover underneath him is the safest way to attack him. His weakness located in his hands and his giant eye in the middle made it impossible for me to land some damage. Well, actually it's not impossible. I could use my crossbow to shoot his eye and I could still strike his hands if I want to, but you know me, I got no balls. And because I got none, I don't like someone who has them, so I decided to scratch his crotch. Because I couldn't reach his balls from down here. So I'll go with his leg instead.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Anyway, I did a lot this time because I wasn't aware of his attacks, or maybe just straight up unlucky. He hits hard, and compared to previous bosses, all of his attacks are one-hit kill for me, especially those fires. I remember when I recorded this battle, I felt so hard to concentrate because the new Pokemon game just came out and I really want to play it. But yeah, after an hour and 14 minutes, I finally beat Fire Giant. Moving to the next boss, and I want to fully utilize my crossbow. So I got the Arrow Sting Talisman to boost my arrow damage by 10%. Apparently the Perfumer's Bolt is affected by the Perfumer Talisman, so I got that one as well. I just know it deals fire damage, so I only got the Fire Scorpion Charm from Fort Laded. Alright, so we're back on the center of Ground Zero, and I think this time I'm able to kill this old fart. I noticed the damage I dealt is far more impactful compared to before, and also I got 99 bolts in my inventory, so it should be enough to kill him. I still have to maintain my aim because not only I have to take cover from those archers, I also have to find a good spot so I can shoot him in peace. Pulley crossbow is a burst fire weapon, so it shoots 3 bolts for a single attack. It's a really good weapon. After a while, I beat him with those exact 99 bolts. He literally left 0 bolts in my inventory. Don't mind the other ammo, by the way, it's just a regular bolt that I didn't use. I continue with Millicent's quest and she gave me the Prothesis Heirloom. Finally. But I'm not stopping there. I know if I kill Millicent after she got the prosthetic arm, I can get another talisman, but if I help her until the end, I can get the Rotten Wing Insignia, which is a better version from the regular Wingsword Insignia that I used. So I decided to wait and go for everyone's favorite boss instead, Godskin Duo. I thought the Fire Giant was the longest battle I had in this run, but then again, the Godskin Duo always surpassed my expectation. In a bad way, of course. I was planning on using the same method as Commander O'Neill by fully utilizing the pulley crossbow, but apparently it didn't work as intended. 99 bolts are not enough to take them down. Before you ask, yes, I did farm more than 100 bolts before fighting them, but everything seems to be worthless. I can patiently kill the noble using my S-Stock, but it was very dangerous and it also took very long to beat all of them. They hit like crazy, and sometimes, if they strike me almost at the same time with only a small gap of delay, I wouldn't be able to dodge. If I want to count, I probably died around 50 to 60 times. I don't know, it could be more probably. I also summoned Bernhard to help me, but for some reason, we still couldn't beat them. Even at some point I was thinking on cheating using sleep pods, but I was too lazy to get another material, so I think it's best to stand my ground and try to beat them solo using my patience. And somehow, surprisingly, unexpectedly, I beat them. Which is crazy because I almost died on that round. I really drained 90% of my sanity, but that's just the right amount left for Malekith. Yeah, I don't want to be overconfident, but I was overconfident at the moment. There is no way Malekith will take longer than the horrible duo. I remember I have to play the new Pokemon game, so I have to beat Elden Ring on that day. So, I didn't waste any more time and just went straight to Malekith. I'm not entirely using crossbow this time, but I just want to check how much damage a few shots can deal to him. Well, looking at my footage, actually it's a good method to shoot him on his first phase. The damage wasn't that much, but it's still good enough to lower his HP. I almost killed him. If I was paying attention more, I could have beat him. So, yeah, I'm going full sword now. I beat Malekith with daggers before, and I think daggers and thrusting sword has similarities. They both fast and has shorter range than other weapons. Well, maybe thrusting sword has more range, but it still requires me to get close to Malekith. There is a huge opening when he embed his dagger on the side and just swipe all the way through. I tried my best to use weapon skill since it deals the most damage out of every attack. Second phase wasn't really a problem at all. This time I have more windows to poke him since every acrobatics he did, I can always land at least one hit. And therefore, Malekith is now dead. We got the Rune of Death, and now moving to Capital of Ash. So I was having trouble with Gideon a lot previously, but I found an interesting way to beat him this time. I failed the first time I tried this, but all I have to do is keep pushing. Some trial and error, even though the fight is completely readable for me, but I still need some time to get used to him. One time I almost got him, but my greediness prevents me to win. Gideon can be easily staggered even by a single light attack. I don't have to run, and just casually walk towards him. I need to hit him once to cancel his magic. This works really well when he got cornered, and I just have to keep the momentum until I killed him. Easiest Gideon fight I had in forever. Alright, Lord Godfrey. My man, my homie, and my enemy. Honestly, I don't really have any problem with Godfrey. First phase is literally the same strats as the golden version. I mostly died on his second phase because, again, I was greedy. Actually, it's either being greedy or just missed the timing. His second phase is like playing a music instrument as a beginner. One small mistake, you ruin everything. This should end very quickly, right? Second try, I beat Godfrey. Well, it's a thing I would say if I actually beat him. In fact, I spent another 60 minutes and multiple deaths because somehow I just couldn't stop the panic roll and being greedy at certain moments. I did poke him twice when I got a chance until I realized it was too dangerous and I limit my attack to only once per openings. Before going for the final boss, I traveled to Castle Sol to get the second medallion. At this point, I think beating Malenia is a must just so I can maintain my muscle memory when fighting her. Facing Commander Niall now because I cannot do the skip glitch, so I have to do it the right way. I'm a little surprised I can finally took down his banished knight without any issue this time because the last time I fought them, it kinda went ugly. At least they got staggered by the impaling thrust. It really helps me a lot. For Niall himself, he wasn't a big threat this time since I can attack him from both short range and long range. I still have a few bolts left, so I can use them a bit when he slowly walked towards me. Apparently these bolts also cancelled his transition, so I didn't get the free damage when he's down. For the close range attacks, I can always hit him when he does either lightning jump or the snow charge. I don't actually know the name of the moves, so I made them up myself, but you get the idea. The spear swing is also very slow, so I have time to hit him once before backing out. I just have to keep the repetition long enough until finally took him down. So I got the medallion here and the one from Albus. And now I can proceed to the consecrated snowfield. If you're wondering if I ever passed the trial without getting killed by the invisible black knife, the answer is yes, I have. But not in this run. Anyway, I reached the Erdtree, skedaddle, it's time for the real battle. Actually, not really. I still have to beat Loretta. Loretta is basically the same one from Carrier Manor with extra moveset. Her attacks are dodgeable, so it's not really a problem for me. Getting close to her is one thing, but sometimes it's better to keep distance as well. I think this is the one moment for me that I didn't get consequences of being greedy. It's more of a one shot at a time. Her second phase is my favorite. She has the new Loretta Slash, which is a very good opening to use my weapon skill. But yeah, that's basically everything about Loretta, and I beat her after 2 deaths. Alright, here we are. A few more steps until reaching Malenia, but I was contemplating a lot of things. This is the last part of Millicent's quest, and I have to either kill her here or push it further to help her kill her sisters. If I help her, I definitely get the Rotten Wing Sword, which is better than the Millicent Prothesis, but in order to reach that sequence, I forgot I have to kill that hideous ulcerated tree spirit in that horrible location. I don't have time for this, so I decided to kill her.
Imagine it ending like this, but I will not forget what you have done.
So I never feel so bad killing a fictional character. This is the worst feeling I had for killing an NPC. Worse than killing Alexander, apparently. Anyway, yeah, I get the talisman and it's time for Malenia. Okay, so I think I need some time to observe her once again. I beat her 3 times in my entire life playing Elden Ring, and one of them is literally aided by some other players. Technically, I don't really have to get used to her moves because I still remember all of her moves, but the thing that I have to adapt is my own moveset. Usually I just have to rely on using light attack, but Malenia doesn't get staggered sometimes. Using weapon skill is one important thing because it's the only one that deals the most damage out of all moveset, but I can only use it when she does the slam attack. The damage I dealt to her was quite okay, so I just have to be patient enough to pull this off. I was thinking on using crossbow in this battle, but that's just impossible honestly. I mean, I wouldn't say it's totally impossible, but it's impossible for me to do it. I reached her second phase a couple times and honestly it's not as hard as before. Her openings are more visible when she does the exploding rod as usual, but I was very anxious whenever she jumps, because it has a big chance of waterfowl dance to happen. I died from waterfowl dance a couple times obviously, but I did get over it after that, so it should be less of a problem at the end of the day. I tried my best to beat her using mouse and keyboard, but I think just for Malenia, I have to pull out my controller. I say that using crossbow was impossible, right? I take back my words, because it could be useful for her second phase when she does the Scarlet Aeonia. I didn't have any ammo left in this video, so I couldn't demonstrate how it works, but you get the idea, right? The battle with Malenia was quite long, but I can say it's much more enjoyable than before. And looking back at my footage, apparently it's shorter than Godskin Duo fight. Shocking. Alright, final boss, Radagon, here we go. Because Radagon is weak to fire, I tried using my crossbow, but without any talisman to boost its damage, it's not really worth it, in my opinion. Using sword is obviously more comfortable. So I'm really running out of time and I have to beat the final boss at that day. Luckily, I didn't face any problem with Radagon at all. I successfully dodged all of his attacks. I took advantage of fast attack speeds from my weapon, so I can land some sneaky attack on him once in a while. And for the first time ever, I didn't get hit at all from his teleporting attack. I think I break his stance twice in this battle, which is surprising because I thought impaling thrust doesn't really have a big poise damage. Apparently they buff certain parts of this Ash of War, making it better than before. That's why I kinda feel this speed whenever I use it. I think this is the easiest run for Radagon and Elden Beast for some reason. The damage inflicted to them also quite significant for me. I still use the Crimson Hole to deflect the Elden Stars though. I need to try to not rely on it. Probably on the next run. Also, I managed to dodge the Golden Rain perfectly, thanks to the guy that told me not to zigzag. And yes, I took his advice and managed to beat Elden Beast. So at the end of the day, I will not call this a total challenge run, it's more of a fun run for me. I wish I can utilize the crossbow more in this run, but then again, pages themselves only shoot the bolts 5 times in total, so I think it's kind of fair for me to still rely on sword. I don't know, maybe I'm in denial or a little defensive, but anyway, I hope you still enjoy watching this video, and if you do, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, special thanks to all the members on this channel for supporting me financially, I really appreciate it. Alright, that's it for me, see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.